Hello farmers and welcome back to the Dark Forest on Farming Simulator 25. A good Thursday to one and all. Hello Sirwell, welcome. It has been a moment since we've been on the map. And I figured today would probably be a good day to come back on here, at least to remind myself and all you guys as well to what is actually going on. I've actually just spent I've only been on here for about 3 minutes. Just trying to remember where we left off. It's been about 10 days since I've been here. I do know we were doing, or at least getting ready for some olives. It is pouring rain currently. We are in the month of April. Money-wise, of course, we're doing pretty darn good. We're going to be doing even better once I probably cut some more trees, sell those. But yeah, probably today we're just going to try to cut down these trees and get the olives in. And looking at my fields, let me go back to here, growth-wise. I got this field to plant here. And I'm assuming I was going to plant corn there. Right now it shows as wheat because that was probably what was in there last year. So we got wheat, corn. So yeah, this needs to be corn. And of course we got our cotton field that I think we did last stream possibly. Not too sure. Factories are all looking pretty good. Our sawmills could use some wood. And we'll be doing that right here. Actually, let me get right into our 926 Fent. Let's fire up this bad boy, get the saw going, and start clearing out this area a little bit more. Hello, John. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Oh, I feel very, very rusty here. If you happen to see the stream stutter a bit as I go around the map, that's because one of two things. It's the first time I've been on the map since the update came out a couple days ago. And I also updated my graphics card last night, so I had to clear out the shader cache. So, yeah, first time I've really been around the map. It was really, really bad when I logged in, but that cleared up pretty darn quick. So we're going to start off by cutting down some of these trees. And then we'll go plant a cornfield. And then after that, I have no idea. But I feel like I'm going to try to take it slow today. I'm feeling a little fatigued. I've been really busy in real life stuff going on, and today I'm feeling it. It's starting to catch up with me a little bit. So I'm a little bit tired today. Hopefully we can cut through these trees pretty quick, clear this out, and put in some olives. Again, I haven't done olives since the beginning of Farming Simulator 22, so it's been a little over 3 years since I've done olives. I did do some grapes near the end of FS22 on East Vineland. Or no, Hills of Tuscany. Sorry, Hills of Tuscany is where I did some grapes. But I feel like olives are going to be a little bit easier to take care of. Don't have to prune any trees. So all this wood, yep, we're going to dump on into our sawmills. I was just looking over here as well, because you can see our farmyard on the other side of the river. And actually we got a few, actually it's all the same river over here. And I was wondering if I should put a bridge down over here to give us access to the olives. But depending on how the olives are going to be planted here, I'm not too sure. So there's the farmer's market. There's our farm yard, and over there is where our other two fields are. You can see we got like a bit of a canal. I don't know how far that goes, but I don't think it goes too far. We got a canal there, and I think the main river is the one that goes from left to right out to the pond. Don't know if I want to put a bridge going across. If I do, it's going to be like the other one where it's not going to go all the way with We're going to end up with a little bit of a support system in the middle of the river. I don't know. But I think we're going to have a shed maybe on the other side of the road over there for our olive stuff. So our harvester, our sprayer, anything that has to do with just olives will probably pop down a little shed over there. So yeah, we got about maybe 40 or 50 trees to cut down here, and then of course we got to clear out the stumps and then repaint the ground because we don't want that forestry rocky ground there where the olives are going to go. And I have no idea how expensive olives are to plant. I know Giants did a little bit of a remake on the olives and grapes months ago, so I don't know what the cost is. It used to be rather expensive to put that kind of stuff down, so we'll see. Hello, Larry. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Thursday so far. Yeah, for the past week, I've been kind of out of touch with Farming Simulator. I have made a few videos on Penye. No, there was not a video that went out today on Penye, which usually I do have, but there was an episode that went out yesterday. Don't get that tree there. I'm kind of hoping I can get back on track, although I've been saying this for about a week, on videos and streams. Get back on the, I won't say typical schedule. We don't need that. That can't happen when we're cutting down trees. Now I got to go ahead and cut it. Maybe by next week I can get back on a regular schedule of putting out videos and doing streams. Although, I mean, I'm keeping up with the streams somewhat good. Oh, come on, jump over. Just don't delete this tree. I don't want this tree to get deleted. I get all the limbs? I think so, and 12 meters is somewhere like right about there. Back into here. And cut. Here's the answer to my question. What was my question? Oh, the tram lines. Oh, for the Penye episode. All right, I'm following you now. Oh, so to turn off the tram lines, even though I didn't turn them on for that field, I have to turn them off after they're created. Well, here I don't have to worry about it because there are no NPC fields, it's just ours. But Penye, if you haven't been watching that series, I bought a field with tram lines in it. I thought just by directly drilling it, even though I didn't set up my seeder for putting in tram lines, we still had tram lines. And the lime issue isn't quite fixed. Why would they put out an update without it getting fixed? What would the update have been on precision farming if one of the issues wasn't with lime? Yeah. Well, it is what it is. I think I did mention something about, it's funny when on the mod hub, so that's where you can update the DLC, or I shouldn't say DLC, the mod for precision farming. There's no channel log for what was updated on precision farming, but any one other's mods, when a mod gets updated, they put in a channel log of what was fixed or added. But when Giants releases an update to one of their mods, I don't see a channel log for what they updated or added. I think what we'll do here is we'll cut about down half of these trees, and then we'll go over and start planting some corn. So that way we're not spending the first 45 minutes here trimming down some trees. Originally, I was going to stream Roadcraft again today, but I'm just I am just too tired and probably won't be thinking straight enough to be keeping track of driving on off-roads and all that kind of stuff. I was like, you know what? I should get back into Dark Forest today. So I definitely will be streaming on, I think it's Tuesday, the 3rd, when the Plains and Prairie pack comes out. I definitely want to get maybe one of the tractors from the pack. Probably a Ford. I may trade in my New Holland T8, which I just got on this map. I may trade that in for one of the Ford tractors. Guess all depends how I'm doing money-wise. And how much those tractors go for. Rain should be ending somewhere around the noon hour. As I say that, looks like the sun's starting to peek through the clouds. Start making another pile here. Hello, Crystal. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Thursday. Appreciate you dropping on in. We are going to have olives this farming season, looks like. We'll get them in this month of April. I'm not going to go too heavy on the olives, meaning, I may put down a lot of trees or bushes or whatever you want to call them. But I may not do all of the mulching and the plowing every season. Fertilizing we'll try to keep up with. As for mulching and plowing, maybe not so much. We're also going to need a oil mill for the olives. Although I haven't really looked on the mod hub, I don't know if there's any specific type of production building on the mod hub for olives, other than maybe making a martini, but I don't think that would be on there. Olives. I'm not doing grapes. No, thank you. I still have a little PTSD from doing the grapes on hills of Tuscany. Olives are a little bit easier to maintain, in my opinion. Don't understand why they didn't fix all the precision farming issues. Well, it could be something, I don't know. As far as I could tell, because I really haven't had a chance to try it. As far as I could tell, the only thing probably they need to work on still is the line issue, which I haven't had a chance to try to see if that part has improved at all. But maybe the other fixes were very important to get done, and at least get that update out. windmill mod that does flower oils. I think I've already, I have used that. I've used a particular one. I think I used that on fresh stocks, maybe. Can't help myself. I say, just one more tree, just one more tree, and just keep on going. Yeah, I'm not going to find out myself on the lime until I get a chance to do it. And it's going to be a while before I get a chance to do it on the Penye map. And definitely going to be a while before I get to it on this map because I don't have a field to create. Alright, let's grab our truck, pick up some of these logs, drop into the sawmill, and then we'll take, I have no idea where my New Holland T8 is, but we'll take that tractor and go plant some corn in. Let's see here, where's my truck? There's our truck. A couple things I need to change. Unless it's already set. No, they changed. It always starts off with 2 piles of 6. I just want 1 pile of 12. There we go. Alright, a little slow loading up, but then again, I'm a little slow today. The lime is kind of fixed, but not really. There's a setting that will give you the correct pH, but it keeps putting lime out, just doesn't raise the pH. I'm fine with that, because lime is not that expensive anyway, so if it does that for now, that's okay. Use fruit greenhouses for olives. Yeah, I mean, greenhouses, if you don't want to do all the work, greenhouses are a good way to go for, like, well, even root crops, if you don't want to have to do it that way. I think Giants is close to their last rendition of Farming Sim. That's why they've been so sloppy and lazy to fix things. I don't think that's even close to the case. I mean, part of the problem can be the more things you add to the game, the more it's going to mess up coding for other things. And unless they got something else in the works, Farming Simulator is their game that brings in the money for them. So I can't see them saying, "Oh, we're done with it," unless they got other plans. But there's still plenty more that they can add to the game. mean, let's face it, there's a lot of games that come out now that are that are not even near perfect or run well. You just gotta wait for updates. Mustard and coffee, welcome. Just want to come by and say much love. Love your VODs mainly by you're enjoying the content. I'm glad you do. Did I sell stuff from the sawmill today? I don't know if when I say today, I mean in the in-game day. Like I said, it's been 10 days since I've been on this map, so I'm not quite sure I know where I left off. I think we got another trailer load of logs here. We'll put them into the other sawmill. See if I can remember to turn off the autoloader as I move forward and turn. I'm sure I'll forget at one point because I always tend to. That was the original pile. Here we got more than a trailer load worth of logs here. Let's turn around. Let's try not to go into the river, please. Yeah, we'll just take these logs back. I'm not going to get all the logs on here anyways. Found you through ATS stuff. Oh, that reminds me. I need to make a... I don't think I made a video of ATS last week. I'm not sure if I can get one out. I'm not going to be able to live stream ATS this week. I got to see if I can get a short trip in and maybe get the video out for Sunday. Yes, John, I did see that Roadcraft did have an update. I haven't had a chance to even do anything about it. I was out of town yesterday dealing with stuff and did not get a chance to after I got home last night to even deal with anything on the computer side of things. I barely made it for this stream, honestly. Alright, let's go ahead and just park this here. The rain, oh yeah, the rain should have stopped. The forecast is showing sun, but still raining. Where the heck is my T8? Oh, hello, Mr. T8. What are you doing here? I see. We're trying to put in the rest of the mineral feed. Alright, we'll just empty out 71 liters of mineral feed left. Let's just go ahead and empty out the mineral feed that's in there. I can bring this back. You're excited for Sunday now? Well, don't get too excited yet. I don't know. My days for the next week are just... My schedule is all flubbered up. Let's just put it that way. So I'm going to try to get an episode out for Sunday, so... But don't hold me to that as of yet. That's right. I do need a shed for some of these trailers and such. No, the trailer went in there. The trailer's head went into that blue shed. I think that flat, the low loader went into the shed in the back. It's going to be for the articulated trailer and something else. Hello, Panther Killer. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Appreciate you dropping on in. Let's go ahead and get my corn in. Yep, got it all set for corn. Got a good amount of seed. Fertilizer should be well enough off. I don't have anything leased on this series, do I? Thinking I might have something leased. Oh, the tree harvester. That's right. The only thing I got leased is the tree harvester. Oh, yeah, I did see with the precision farming in the upper left-hand corner, I can now see my variable seed rate. I mean, that might have been working before, but it wasn't showing us exactly how much seed it was putting in. But now we got the visual. Alright, the one thing I'm probably going to need is the See and Spot weed sprayer at some point. I don't think I have one yet on the farm. I really don't remember. And just a reminder, I didn't check today, but I have streamed it twice in the last week, which is Car Dealer Simulator, but that game should have been released today. So if you did like watching those two streams, or if you don't even know what Car Dealer Simulator is, you can check out my streams on it after we get done here today. But that game should have been released today. I think it was anyways. Let me go ahead and fix my microphone a little bit. That should be better. Got a couple of bushes that are kind of almost into our field here. So this farming season here on Dark Forest, it's going to be our first year having cotton. We just got that. I think we planted that last stream last week, and we're going to have olives too. So 2 new crops here for us on the farm. Cotton, we are going to use Granny's knitwear to make clothing. Now the olives, I guess I'm just going to make olive oil, I guess. Again, if you see the game stutter every once in a while, first time I've been on the map since the update came out, and also updated my graphics card last night. It's about the only thing I got to do. And so the shaders are still probably loading in every once in a while. Yeah, with the Plains and Prairie Pack, the other thing that's going to be in there is bigger seed drills. I don't know if they're direct drills or not. This drill is doing us pretty good, but as we get more fields and bigger fields, this drill is not going to quite cover the area as fast as I would like, I'm sure. Come on, rain, go away. Does feel a little refreshing though, taking as much time off from Farming Simulator as I have in the past week. Like I said, I think the last time we streamed here on Dark Forest may have been like last Monday. So like I said, it's been about 10 days or so, and I've only done like 2 or 3 episodes of Penye in that time as well. I would have liked to been back in Roadcraft, but you can only play one game at a time. So, like I said, I'm very, very tired today. And I don't think I would have been concentrating well enough to be on Roadcraft. I'm like, you know what, Farming Simulator is a game you can just kind of relax on quite a bit and not worry about things too much. Not that I worry too much when I play a game, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Should double check. I don't know. I don't think I got any weeds I gotta take care of. I'm gonna assume I planted the other cornfield in the morning of April in the last stream, so maybe some weeds have not grown there yet. Let me just have a double check on that. Weeds. Where do I check weeds out now? Oh, that field needs to be plowed. I didn't plant in that field yet, did I? I did. Well, I didn't plow that field like an idiot. So yeah, that happened. I mean, I got a plow. I think I got a plow here. I'm like 90% sure I do. Why I didn't plow that field, I have no idea, but the crop is already in, so we'll just have to forego it this year. I mean, I could plow the field and replant it, but we got other things that we can be doing, like putting down our olive trees. I just noticed some rain has finally come to a stop. Now, from what I remember, at least in FS22, 19, well, not so much 19, but precision farming does not affect grapes and olives. Because you're not really putting them into a field. But I'm not going to create a field for them either. So I have to have a look to see if I got a See and Spot weed sprayer. Maybe I'll purchase one. This field is wheat, so this field... yeah, we did this on the map. This field does not need to be plowed. I'm like, this field doesn't need to be plowed, does it? Nah, because this was a field of wheat. Something satisfying about seeing a field like this one right here, where it's got some chaff into it and the weeds are growing, and you go through a direct drill. Kind of cleans it up a little bit. Makes it look that much better to me anyways. Do like this seed drill. It's kind of like a, I mean, it's a good overall drill, although it's definitely a modified one, because it plants just about every crop you can imagine. And of course I also did up the working speed to 11 miles an hour over the 7 that originally was. It's good for the farms like on Penier, that kind of size fields. But here, like I said, when the Plains and Prairie Pack comes out, I'll have to see how much those drills go for. Although I do expect overall they're going to be like $500,000 for them. Which, the way we bring in money here now, we could probably afford that sooner rather than later. The trees bring in a good amount of money. So just to refresh your memory, the wheat and corn that we are planting, that's basically just for, yes, we do have pigs on the farm, but they don't take that much food. And we have pigs to get manure to put into the greenhouse to help us make more lettuce. But mainly the wheat and corn is for the fish farm, where we raise some fish and sell them on the market. But that's another mod I had to modify just to make money on it. As you can see, we're just about done here. A few more passes. And then we'll jump back into the 926 Fent, start cutting down some more trees. We'll make sure our sawmills are topped off, and once they are, we can start selling the logs straight up at the little market. Bring some more cash in. Have to have a look at our stock market page, as I call it, because I don't remember if I sold stuff this month or not. But usually it's the first thing I do in the month. So I'm going to assume I did. We'll have another look at it. No tram lines defined. And that was what I was seeing in yesterday's episode of Penye that I put out. When I was planting that field, it said no tram lines defined, so I figured the planter, which was this particular planter itself, was not putting down tram lines. But when I got done planting the field, I had to look at the map, and I still had tram lines. Probably should have a look on the map, like you guys said, to show where the tram lines are. This map, though, might be a little tricky because I got multiple fields on a lot. Let's see, if I go to precision farming. Yeah, so it shows tram lines. Well, the category for tram lines is here. Work detection, work direction automatic. Tram line width, none. So if you buy an NPC field that has tram lines in, you probably got to go in there and turn that to none, because NPCs have turned on to a specific working width. You just can't buy the field and it'll automatically reset to none. Speaking of games you've been playing, Factorial lately. I've never gotten into that and never even tried it, really. I know of the game. All right. Corn is in. So we are done with the drill for this farming season, at least until the fall when I replant some wheat. Where did I must have parked this in this shed here, I think. Okay, drop you off there. I see I got a baler, but I don't think I got a See and Spot weed sprayer. Don't have that. And I don't think I got any of this stuff. No, no, of course not. No, no. Alright, so I don't have a weed sprayer at all, which is fine. It's just good to know. Oh yeah, I wanted to check my stock market page to see if I got anything I should be selling. Let's see here. I don't see any big numbers. So I must have sold everything. So we're good. And we'll just start making another pile of trees here. Sure, you're doing things wrong, but you're still having fun. Well, that's the main part of the game. As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. It's all that matters when you play a game. Little peninsula that we're clearing out for the olives should look pretty interesting after we get all the trees off of here. This little tree harvester has done quite amount of work for us, and for how cheap it is, it's definitely been worth it. Although I've been leasing it, so I can easily afford it at this point. I keep saying to myself, at some month, I'm going to go ahead and just buy a self-propelled tree harvester, so I get my 926 vent back to use it for other things other than tree harvesting. Sounds like it's one of those games for you, John, to where you don't mind watching other people play it, but you don't want to get involved with it yourself. By chopping down these trees, it sure lets the sunlight back into the ground. Yeah, we all have games that we like watching other people play, but don't want to get involved with it ourselves. Because either it's just too much for our brains to handle, or... yeah, like I said, it's just... you may not have fun playing it, but you enjoy watching other people play it. How many trees have I got over here? Yeah, let's start clearing these out, I guess. We'll load up some logs. Hopefully fill up the sawmills. And maybe we'll grab the stire and start clearing out some of these tree stumps that I left behind. Must be approaching like 900 trees probably that we cut down here. Actually, let's have a look to see how many trees I've actually cut, because I'm probably wrong on that stat. Oh, okay, we're at 751. I thought I was over 800. Alright, so we're at 750. And no, I don't have a set goal of how many trees I want to cut down the map. We're just cutting down as we go to clear out land for whatever it is I decide to do next. Once I get this all cleared out, I got to kind of figure out the pattern of how I want to put the olives in here. Making sure I leave myself enough room at both ends of the lines for our equipment to turn around, because we don't want to be driving into the river here. This river is a little bit deeper than the one on Penye. The one on Penye, it's not deep at all. This one here, yeah, it's going to definitely cause problems with the tractors. This one will come down, but the other ones on the edge there, those will stay, I think. Let's get this out of the way somewhere. More trees here than I thought originally. I think I said 50 or 60, but I think it might be more than that. But we're making headway. Left the truck here. Alright, let's go pick up some logs. Just double checking this field. Yeah, I did replant in it. Man, I can't believe I replanted it and forgot to plow the field. So I am thinking for the olives, like I said, well, you know where we're going to put the olives, that's pretty obvious. I'm thinking maybe just on the other side of the road, clear out some trees on that little curve where the road is, put a shed in for our harvester and what other equipment I might need for olives only. Come on, pick up those two right there. They're right there. Okay, there's one. Well, that might have been the tree that I had to cut with a chainsaw. Nope, okay. I was going to say, maybe I cut it too long. But it loaded up. That seems like a good enough load to me. Let's strap those in. I remember on Oceanside Forest where I cut down like 8,500 trees. No, that's bringing me into the Cooper. Don't want to go into the Cooper. At least with a trailer, and I assume it's the same trailer, I got stuck on stumps quite a bit, clearing out that many trees. So far on this map, either I'm cutting the trees lower than I did in Oceanside Forest, but I don't get stuck that often on the stumps. For a minute there, when that trailer went over that bridge, for some reason it tipped like that, I thought we were going into the drink. I thought for sure it was going. Not sure why it tipped like that. Are you going to take all of this? No, you're not. Alright, so that sawmill is full of wood. And now I'm almost certain this one will be topped off. That leaves us with a couple of logs, so we'll go out the other way, sell those, and then the rest will be sold as well. Not too bad, a quick $5,000. As we go past our cotton field. And maybe once we get this olive grove area taken care of, and I want to cut down some more trees, maybe I'll start cutting down some trees alongside the road going around there, just to give us a little bit more space. Not that I need it. I think it just look better going around not having trees right on top of the road. Alright, and let's get over to the other pile. And we'll get the brush hog in here and start cleaning this up a little bit. Good old auto-loading log trailer for the win, because without this trailer, I probably wouldn't be on maps like this. Just loading up logs manually, I am not that great at. But I would assume if I kept going at it at some point, you'd get good at it. I've gotten lazy throughout the years of Farming Simulator using an autoloader log trailer. I think the first time I used one was FS17. No, maybe 19. It is one of those teens. 17 or 19. Now let's go sell these. Should be like 35, almost $40,000 worth of logs here. Maybe actually not even that much. Those are kind of the smaller logs. Yep, 30,000 plus about $3,000 for environmental scores, so about 33,000 in total. Almost have enough money to buy the cotton harvester, but I need the olive trees first. And I don't need the cotton harvester until like October or November. I think it's going to be November, because I think I planted the cotton in the second month. I don't think we planted in February. I think I planted in March. Make sure this is on destroyer mode, which it is. So this is getting rid of the stumps. That's mainly what we're using it for. But at the same time, it's knocking down the brush as well. But we got it mostly for the stumps. If I miss a couple, not that big of a deal. We'll find them, because I'm also going to paint the ground a grass texture like the rest over there where the truck is parked. This mower, the Bednar mower I'm using, it is on the Mod Hub. And yes, you can also use it to cut grass. But if you're doing some tree work and you got to remove stumps, I do recommend this right here. All this area used to be trees, as most of the map was trees when we got here. But as you saw a little while ago, we've cut down just a little over 750 trees currently. And originally I thought 1,000 trees would be more than what I think I would cut down. I think we'll get to 1,000 trees, honestly. Not today, but at some point we will. Kind of 50-50 on the stumps today where I can get over them or not. I went over that stump, but it didn't grind it up. There we go. Must be a big stump here. I don't see it. Well, whatever it is gone now. After these couple more passes, a quick little paintbrush will take care of all this rock that's here. We'll get it nice and smooth. And also we'll reveal any stumps I may have missed. All right. Hello, Farmer G and Bob. Welcome both. Hope you're both are having a good Thursday so far. Yes, into here, construction, down here, painting. Just looking for grass. Get rid of all the rock that's there. There we go. Looking a whole lot better. All right, so I don't know, like 25, 30 more trees, something like that. But we're nearing the end and we'll be close to being able to put down our lovely little olives. And a little bit to the left. There we go. John is the king today so far. I think YouTube mentioned I got a letter or email from them a while ago. I mean, not a personal email, but during the live streams now, I guess the people who comment the most or whatever. So I think the top 3 commenters during a live stream get a crown, and yeah, they're like who's ever contributed the most, I guess, is what that's for. In some ways, it's not a bad idea what YouTube is trying to do by giving people rankings or whatever. But I can also see it causing some problems as well. I can see people who may want to be first or second or in the top 3 just constantly just spamming in chat. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna have too much trouble here. I mean, I might have, I don't know. But I can see like other streams where people are gonna fight over to be in the top 3 and just start spamming things. As far as I know, I think this is my first stream that the rankings have been there. Nice to see me back on Farming Simulator instead of Roadcraft. I mean, I really am enjoying Roadcraft. But I needed today, especially today, I'm pretty much, I am fatigued today, and I don't think I had it in me to do Roadcraft. Because other than that, it probably would have been Roadcraft. I needed something where I can just come in, and I don't want to say be lazy, but where I don't have to focus too much of what I'm doing. So we'll move on to the next month in May once we get this cleared out and we get the olives in. Although I think I could plant the olives until I think June, and they'll be ready for harvest in whatever month the olives are ready. September? But I want to get them planted this month. That way I know we at least have olives to harvest this year. And I'll probably use, I think it's the windmill, like someone said earlier, that I could do olive oil in. I think that production building is rather cheap. I am something, I'll tell you that. But knackered is a good word for it. Something I can do in autopilot, just... yeah, I don't have to worry about the terrain too much, about tipping over. Well, if I tip over here, we got super strength. I could lift myself up or reset the vehicle. Yeah, like I said, it's also been 10 days since I've been on the map, and I needed to refresh my memory. Because I definitely will be streaming Farm Sim on the 3rd of June when the Plains and Prairie pack come out. And I needed a good 5 minutes before the stream when I came on here just to refresh my memory of what the heck I was doing. I knew I was doing olives, or preparing this olive area, but as for what everything else was doing, I had no clue. Almost there, clearing the area. So now that we topped off our sawmills, all this wood that we are cutting down will be sold. A little bit to the left. Don't know what it is about the trees in Farm Sim, but if you can't cut them down when you're right on top of them, just go a little bit to the left of this, the tree where you're at, and it's like, yep, well, now we'll cut it. And no, I don't use the auto align tool that's in the game. Same old pile. In some ways, we're kind of lucky when we knock all the limbs off the trees like that. We don't have to deal with the limbs after that. They just disappear. I think those trees, I'm going to leave those there. And the one in front of this tree I'll leave there. Might as well finish up cutting down the rest of them. Was going to grab the truck, but really just got a handful more to go. Kind of look across the pond and see our little fish factory on the other side. Oh, you're there. I know you're there. There you are. All this for making olives. And like I said, I want to put some thought into, do I want to make another field somewhere? And if so, where do I want to do it? Dark Forest goes all the way back to FS 19. And I think this is the last time it will be remade. That's why it's called Dark Forest, the final chapter. But it is available on all platforms. Alright, I see 2 more trees that I want to cut, and I think that's going to do it for this section. I think this will be the last tree I probably cut in today's stream. But you never know. You never know what I'm going to end up doing. Because heck, even today I don't know. Off, and we'll get this out to the main road. I think we're going to get more olives in here than I originally thought. Although my mind keeps changing. When I originally saw the property, I was like, oh, I think we get a decent amount. Then I was like, yeah, it's not as big as it seems like it is. But now we're getting the trees out of there. It's actually a decent size for the olives. Probably got about 3 trailer loads in total. Let me strap those in, see if I can put a couple more on. I think that's all it wants to load. Nope. Restrap those in, please. So I'm not sure how expensive it's going to be to put down the olives. But we do got, well, we're going to have $500,000 by the time I get to that point. And if it costs me more than $500,000 to fill this area up with olives, that's why people don't do olives and grapes, because they're just too expensive to put down. You don't get much in return. All right, $40,000 worth, I hope. Close enough. 36 and 3. Yeah, 40,000 almost. Almost spot on there. Sam is watching the entryway here. Should be a field of wheat to our right. Olives are, well, at least from what I remember, a little bit easier to take care of than grapes. You don't, I mean, just the one step you don't have to do is you don't have to prune them like you do with grapes. I haven't done either yet in 25, but in 22, I did olives back on No Man's Land when 22 came out. And I did grapes on Tuscany, which, yeah, was not getting much in return on those either. But again, sometimes it's not about probably doing, doing it to make money. A lot of people like doing olives and grapes just for the fun of it. I remember when I was doing Tuscany and I was talking about the grapes being a pain. I know there were a couple people that were playing on Tuscany and they did every land that they could of being a vineyard. And I was like, not me, no thanks. These are the last two. Is that all the logs? Oh no, there's a tiny one there. Actually, there's a couple tiny ones there. I think I got all of the logs in 2 loads. I don't see anything there. It wasn't on 22. What wasn't on 22? If you're talking about grapes and olives were on FS22. Or at least unless you're saying it wasn't profitable on 22, which it wasn't. Even the logging trailers in 25, this logging trailer seems a lot more stable than it was in 22, but in 22, if you remember with logging trailers, the logs tend to dance around quite a bit. I think that was making the trailers tip over. Look out, Sam. Alright. Just walk right back in front of me. Alright, into the styre. Fire up the good old brush hog, and I probably got a lot of stumps I'm about to raise it for. Like that one right there. Ooh, I may have to get the chainsaw for that one. Oh, no, disappeared. That stump does not want to delete all the way. There it goes. These blades on this mower would not be worth a darn thing once I get done with it. All the stones and stumps. Go over one stump, didn't quite get it all the way cut, so that's one I need to backtrack on. Oop, I think I went over a log because I just saw a whole bunch of pieces come out. Let's go over this. Looks like there's actually 3 pieces of it left, but this will take care of it in no time. Alright, you got a stump over here that's kind of over the edge a bit. I think that will do it. All right, let's go ahead and paint the ground grass texture. Because it kind of matches what they have around on the map by the water anyways. I think that is what we just need to do. Yep, looking good. Now it's a matter of starting to plant some olives. So let's get the stire off of this area. And we'll park it, I guess, over by the 926. That way they're kind of together. Be easier to find my stuff if I happen to leave it here. I think we'll start putting them down on the peninsula part and work our way back. But I gotta make sure I leave myself some room for like the harvester and stuff like that to turn around. So I guess I'll stand back here. Let me stand next to the river because I don't want to be bringing them that far. Hello, Shane. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Is that under cultivation, Olive Grove? Just trying to see here. Is that going to be enough to turn around? And we'll come out to about... collides with another item. What? I'm just trying to see how far I want to come. Why does it say collide with another item for? I wonder... Oh boy, is there a stump underground maybe? Don't see anything as far as I turn on different light sources and whatnot. Trying to see if there's any stumps that are there. Didn't see anything protruding. Alright, let me try this again. Maybe I'm too close to the river? Yeah, something in there. Not sure what. Alright, we'll put those down there, I guess. These should snap together, right? Boy, it's been a moment since I've done this. Oh, here we go. Now I'm colliding with another object again. Why? This is going to ruin everything. Well, alright. Where's the styre? Maybe it's a stump. Put that down. See if I can hear it grind anything up when I go over this section here, because this is what... I heard something there. I did hear something there as well. So maybe I'll just have to go over sections again. Although the light source wasn't showing the stumps. But maybe they were such very small pieces that the light source wasn't really showing them. Kind of missed the easy developer tool I had in 22, where it was just like, remove all stumps, one click and it was done. Alright, let's see if that kind of fixed the issue here. Nope, still says collides with another object. Can I place freely like I do a building? Does not look like it. Oh boy, this is not going according to plan. So, leave a gap there? Oh, now why am I getting colliding with another object? What? Really not like how this is going so far. Man. Well, I went over it with the mower again, so I'm not too sure. And then there. That seems fine. I think I'm going to hold off on building more on that side. Hello, Farmer Joe. Welcome. I'm going to have to move my Steyr tractor. Pop this over here. Alright, so now these rows are going to be a little bit longer. I mean, so far I haven't spent too much cash on olives. Now let's just make them like that, because right now... Oh, I'm getting colliding with another object again. Son of a... That's not... Why? Alright. From there, can I do it here? No, I cannot. But I can restart it from there. Am I going to get the same... Yep, same thing here. Yeah, I don't think it's stumps. But it could be. Because I don't really know what it is. Nope, colliding with another object. Well, let me get back into the Steyr and I'll see, because I didn't really use the stump grinder over there, but we'll see if there's anything there. I did hear something. It's not showing anything there, though. That's audio source, which we don't care about. Don't care about that. I'm not sure. It's not showing anything actually there, so I don't know. mean, I do hear this thing chopping up some things once in a while. Alright, so that did fix it that time, so... maybe it is stumps there, just not showing up. Even in debug mode, it won't show it. Interesting. I'm getting nervous about the amount of olives I'm putting down. Not because we're going to get a lot of olives off of it. It's more of a fact of how much work I'm giving myself. Oh, wait, where are we colliding here? Somewhere back there. I heard it cut something. Yeah, Crystal, I mean a chainsaw or just use this. Same concept. It's just interesting that the debug source is not showing the stumps. But they're such small pieces, maybe they can't show the source. No, I'm not going to plow first because then that creates a field, which then is going to affect my precision farming altogether, and we don't need a field for these, an orchard. But yeah, they must have really reduced the cost on putting down orchards because I haven't spent that much money yet. I may have to go back and take care of the other rows. I'm getting kind of nervous how much work I may be giving myself here. Yeah, also like olives, unlike the grapes, I don't need a special trailer for them, but I may need a smaller trailer for the harvester to unload into it. Do you want to go one more row? Yeah, we'll go one more row. If, now I gotta find those sections. Where are we here? Almost there. Oh, here we go. Make sure I put on that. I'm not sure what it's doing. Did I get rid of the stump that was there? I have no idea. Well, the question is, because I've never done it, am I going to be able to connect them after I get rid of it? Or how is that going to work? Come on. You were there a second ago. I saw you. There we go. So it is a stumps that are causing the problem. All right, let's get into this. Yeah, I'm gonna go fix the other one as well. I don't think I want to put down more olives. I think I got enough here for at least the first year. We'll see how it goes. Come on, where are you? Even the lumberjack mod is not showing that red line where it needs to be cut, so they're pretty well hidden. Come on. Oh, why did you do that? Oh, now the distance is too short. No. Demolish mode. We'll demolish that and that. And now we'll put these back in. Come on. Come on. Place it. Thank you. Alright, let's have a better look at this. There we go, that's better. So it was stumps, but funny thing is, Lumberjack mod wasn't showing the red line where the stumps were. And the debug mode wasn't showing where the stumps were either. But in the end, we got there. And like I said, as for the olives, I may not be too concerned about the mulching and plowing in between rows. But I will make sure we will spray them at least. Fertilize them. But now we got ourselves some olives. Well, not yet. It'll be a while. It will be a moment. Oh yeah, so I think we can go on to the month of May at this point. I'm just going to bring this tractor out. I'm wondering now, instead of putting the shed across the road, maybe putting a shed right over here by the shoreline. I can even put it on that little section over there. Let's see how big or what kind of a shed is that? 44,000. I don't know how big the harvester and the sprayer actually are. So harvester, sprayer, I think I'll have to buy those equipment, bring it over here, and then see if they will fit into a shed like that. So we're going to need the harvester. I'm going to have a special, the Oxbow one for spraying the fertilizer. And that's all I'm going to have, I think. Let me see on those. Yeah, we're definitely going to begin the Oxbow 4-row sprayer, but then I'm going to need the olive harvester. And probably get this one right here. And you know what? Probably go ahead and just buy it now. Capacity. I guess I'll go to a 4,000. It adds 1,000 liters for $2,000. Engine setup. I don't know why I would need a bigger engine. It's nice flat ground. Alright, can't be KTs and don't care. Wheel setup. Wide tires. Don't think that's going to matter. And we need it for olives. Alright, we'll go ahead and just buy that. And then, of course, we're going to need... Is that under grape harvesters? It is. But what we're going to do with this, we don't want the harvester. We want it set up for multi-row sprayer. And I'm guessing I can't have BKTs on this, can I? No, Trelleborg. Oh, I'm short $3,000. I'll be able to buy that. Well, we'll get the Gregory back. And we'll see how big that is for that shed. Should have got the Oxbow first, because that's more important. Oop, I didn't leave myself a lot of room here. Ooh, that might be a little problematic. I may have to delete some olives there. And let's get to the new harvester. So yeah, I may need a special, well, not a special trailer. I just need maybe a smaller trailer. This is going to need to unload into a trailer. We do have a trailer that can take olives, but that might be a little bit too high. I am Rich. Since the last time you were here, hope I'm well. Well, hello, FS Farmer. I'm not sure if I'm rich, but yeah, the money's coming in pretty good at this point. We are in year number 5. It's all because of the amount of trees I've cut down. I mean, the crawfish and the fish that we're selling also help out, along with 2 sawmills producing a little bit. But it's mostly, the sawmills are always full of wood, but selling all this to raw logs has been bringing a lot more money in than I thought it ever would. That's why we're kind of going crazy by doing some weird stuff like olives, of all things. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't pick a bigger spot for the olives. I think this is going to keep us busy enough. Well, that can get through there. But it's more of a tractor and trailer coming through to empty out the harvester when we get to the olives. I'm actually thinking of even putting the production building out here as well. So if I just put this right here, give me a rough idea of how much space I need in front of the shed. So let's go back into construction. And that would leave me plenty of room. Yeah, so you can kind of see, yeah, the front part is high enough. But you can see if I were to back that in roughly like that far, the back of the harvester is sticking through the shed. So this shed's not really big enough. It'll be sticking out that far. So, yeah, we don't want that type of shed. Although I do like the looks of it. I mean, we always got these sheds here, but I was looking for something a little bit more pizzazz. That's just a small garage. That's not going to fit. That's not going to fit in there. What is this one here? Nope, that's not going to work. That's a $30,000 shed, and that's I don't mind the price, but it's a little bit more than what we need. This might not be too bad. I mean, it's still bigger than what I need. What else we got here? What's the difference between that shed and this shed? Oh, looks like it's just more support posts in the front. We got this little shed. Well, I think that's for the price and how narrow. Not, we don't need it as deep. I think I would prefer that, honestly. All right, I need to level this ground out here. All the way down to the bottom. Just updated fresh stocks by hitting update all 900 hours, 98 episodes. Looking like 40 hours just to fix. You might be able to. I don't know if you remember what version of Fresh Stocks you were on, but if you go to like the third-party websites for mods, if you scroll back to when Fresh Stocks came out, someone may have uploaded that zip file, and you can upload back to an older version. So that's one thing you might be able to do, unless you want the updated version of Fresh Stocks. But you can always go to like a third-party website, which, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And you can find the older versions of the mods on those and download that and reinstall the older version. But like I always say, downloading from third-party websites, just be careful. Do I want the straw on the ground to soak up the oil and grease from the tractors and such? I think so. I mean, plenty tall enough for us here. Yeah, I was looking for something kind of not deep, and yeah, that's not that deep, so that's looking pretty good. And it gives me room to drive on out in front of these olives, so that's looking good. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get involved in the plowing and mulching of the ground in between. Is that the one that raises up? I had one like that in FS19. I don't think it... I think they all raise up. But I'm not sure that Gregory was in the previous version of FS. No, we're definitely going to be fertilizing the olives, but I don't think I'll be mulching and plowing the first season. I know Courseplay can do the work, because I did it on Hills of Tuscany. I know Courseplay can do it. And of course, if I were to get something that goes in, we would have to go to small tractors. I'm not going to use a what tractor did I use there? Oh, I use this tractor on Hills of Tuscany. I didn't like it. It did okay, but the way it pivoted and everything, the workers and myself had a hard enough time going down. If I were to use something, maybe... Is it this one? Is that the one that fits? No, I don't think it's that one that fits down the rows. Is it? Oh, no, it might be this one I'm thinking of. So, I mean, I think the first year we're just going to go ahead and just fertilize it. Well, yeah, it's good that you can kind of laugh about the mistake, but at the same time, yeah, that's a lot. I mean, if you're having fun on the map, then yeah, it's kind of frustrating because you got to do a lot of work to keep up with it. and change over because I've done that. Well, grapes and olives came to the game in 22. I think grapes were a mod. Same thing with olives, I think were also a mod in 19. But they weren't in the base game. Okay, so I needed... One thing I have not checked on is the animals, because I don't remember what condition they're in. They got food, they got straw. Oh, manure. Let's grab the telehandler. And we'll put the manure into the greenhouse. Yeah, we'll probably decorate a little bit more where the olives are, but we got the olives in, so that was the main thing I wanted to get done today. Other than that, it's kind of a lazy day for me here on the farm because I am really tired today. Not sleepy tired, it's just physically and mentally exhausted right now. So that's why I'm not doing roadcraft today, because I don't think I could have handled it. Alright, that'll help us get more lettuce. Oh yeah, I probably need to fill up the greenhouse with some water too. We'll grab the T8 and make sure we got some water going in. Hello, Anita, and welcome. Hope you're having a good Thursday. And just start dumping in water. Well, it wasn't out of water because the lettuce was still going, so, but it took a lot. Alright, I think we can call it a month. Pretty productive month, I think. So we go over to the house that we built. Yeah, you can see our olive trees over there. I don't know if, well, olive grove. I gotta say olive grove. To me, they're not trees. They're more like bushes. You can see our olives over there. Oh, I was going into... No, the sleep trigger's out here. Kind of forgot where the sleep trigger was. Yes. Am I getting early access to the DLC? I'm not that popular with Giants. No, I'm not getting early access to it. Even if I did get early access to it, unfortunately, this weekend I probably won't be streaming either. I got to head back out of town again, so I'm not streaming over the weekend. Do I want to check the sale page? You son of a... Look at that. Oh, they got the harvester on sale. And I wouldn't care if I had 33 hours on it. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's get some money on in. Because I do need to get that harvester or the sprayer today so I can fertilize those olives. So, sawmill stuff. Month of May might be still a good month to sell crawfish and fish. We'll have to have a peek at that. What is the price looking like for crawfish? 38. Yeah, the price for crawfish is still pretty good. I don't have a whole lot. It's $10,000 worth. And fish is up there as well. So yeah, we'll probably sell all that stuff. Don't know how many pallets I got here because I'm going to assume I sold the pallets last month out of the sawmill, so probably a couple more and that'll be it. Or that's it right now, so grab the lettuce next. And then we'll grab the rest of the stuff out of the sawmill. The original sawmill. Those that wood beam pallet's acting a little strange. It's getting some air underneath it. What do we got left? Anything? One more set of long planks. This should give us enough money to buy the Oxbow sprayer, and we'll get to fertilizing our olives. And then if I don't have enough money, because I do have to do some weed spraying today also, in the cornfields. I think I can just get 2 a month, so that might be it. Yep, that's it. And now for the fish. Just 3 pallets of fish. Yep. Guess so. And the fish take a moment to sell. Alright, so we're up to 255. That should be enough for the 4-row sprayer. I mean, I could have saved myself, 54% off. That's a pretty good deal, but unfortunately, I just bought it the day before, and I only bought it really so I can see what type of shed I needed to fit over there. Oh well. Four-row sprayer. Don't think there's anything else. 215, and we will buy that. 4-row sprayer, right? Yes, got it. All right. Go back to the farmyard. We will fill this up with liquid fertilizer, and we'll get the first stage of fertilization on those olives. So I don't think I really have enough money to buy the See and Spot weed sprayer, so I'll probably lease it will take care of the 2 cornfields. Yeah, those are the only ones that should have weeds in it. But I'm definitely going to have to cut down more trees to bring in the money because I'm going to need the cotton harvester in November, which is still a ways off. And I'm also going to need the production building for the olive oil, but that's not going to be too expensive. Oh yeah, I should, because, you know, some people do like me to feed Sam once in a while. Make sure we give Sam his dog food. Herbicide, liquid fertilizer. I know of this the mod that gives you more items in the sales page and so on and so forth. I mean, there's a few of them out there, but I'm fine with the way the base game one is. I mean, I'm not really looking to buy used stuff on this series. I'm just thinking if it's there and it's something. I mean, I don't want to buy a tractor used, but a harvester, which I'm not going to put many hours on. I mean, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. It's not that big of a deal for me on this series. And I don't want to use something like that on the Penier series because I think that would... I mean, it could add to the series, could take away from the series, I don't know. But also the Penier series, I'm thinking about not being there that much longer anyways. But anyways, in short terms, yes, I'm aware of those mods out there. Now the thing is, with Courseplay on Hills of Tuscany, I couldn't get Courseplay to work with a 4-row sprayer. And the reason why I'm overlapping the edge row there is because I'm not sure if you gotta spray both sides of the olives or not. If I bring up the mini map, so the mini map is not going to help me on the olives, let me know where I fertilized. So I'm going to have to go into the PDA to look at that. Well, that sucks. I think it's this row I need to go down. Before I go too far, I should be able to see this on... Well, it's not going to show me here. And it's not going to show me there. So basically the only way to check to see if I fertilize, I want to get out and actually look at the info screen to see if I have. Unless they change it for 25. If I were to soil sample, would it show the nitrogen level for the olives? I mean, either way, I'll just, if I overlap, it's not that big of a deal. We're not going through that much liquid fertilizer to begin with. Yeah, the ground shows it gets fertilized, but I'm just trying to remember back in 22, that always didn't mean it was fertilized. So if I were to... So am I going to have to do soil sampling to see if it's even been fertilized? Well, I can soil sample it, I guess. Not that big of a deal. I'm trying to remember on the Hills of Tuscany in 22 if I soil sampled. So before I go do the other patch of olives, we'll bring the soil sampler over. Do I have a tractor that can fit down through here? Trying to think if the Fent 824 would fit down these rows. I think it will. Although I did put the big tires on it, so that's not gonna it's not gonna help out that well. So now I know where my olives are. I don't have to actually have it all grass over here. We can probably paint in some roads to travel around on and make it look a little bit better over here. Let's grab the 824. Oh, that's not going to fit down there. Yeah. Small tractors. How much was that Fent? That's 91,000 for that. All right, I'll hold off on that just a moment. Let's take care of another problem before I forget, which is, I won't say a problem. Let's go ahead and grab this. We need the See and Spot sprayer. And we're going to lease this. And what do I got around the Steyr? Steyr would be the perfect one for that. So we'll go pick up the sprayer. Go back to the farm, get some herbicide. Or I may have a pallet of herbicide somewhere. We'll drop off the Bednar destroyer and we'll take care of the weeds. And yeah, if I want to bring some money in today, well, we sold everything that can be sold. So it comes down to maybe cutting down trees to get enough money. I mean, I could also test it with a soil sample. I could bring it over and just do a couple samples on the edges of the olives and see if it shows me better, if it actually works or not, before I go spend money on getting a tractor down the rows. Peter, if you're looking for the new version for Farming Simulator on the phone, that probably won't be out until later this year, at the earliest, I would think. I think I did see them say something about Nintendo Switch version coming out soon. I hope that's not something I shouldn't have said. I can't remember now what I read, but I haven't seen nothing for the phone as of yet. Do I have a pallet of herbicide anywhere? Don't think so. Oh well. Also, let me drop this off. I prefer my sprayer on the back. That fills up quick. All right, let's go take care of some weeds. I mean, I suppose I could just lease a small tractor and do the samples around the olives. And just to be sure, crop destruction should not happen. We're in the first growth stage, so we look good there. What's my score in this field for weeds? Yeah, that needs to be... Oop, wrong buttons. Don't think I have that mod downloaded for the olive production or oil production, the windmill. I may have to exit the game and get that installed. Not like I did today, but I would like to kind of decorate that area over there a little bit. And be good to know if it actually will fit in over there and will it look good enough. But yeah, even if I put it over there though, yeah, because if I put it over there, the one thing I won't need is I won't need to get like a trailer. I can just take the harvester and dump it right into the production. But then I will need to bring a trailer over to get the oil out of the production and bring it to the sell point. But I do like the fact if I put the production over there, I won't need a trailer for the olives. We can just dump it right out, straight out of the harvester into the production building. So really, once we get these fields taken care of, we can kind of zip right on through until the month of July for harvest season for the wheat. Don't think we'll get that far today, but just thinking ahead of what we got to do in the current months in front of us. I think 300 liters of herbicide would have been enough to get both of these fields done. Little morning fog over here, but that's what you get when you live by the river. I think I got it all here. Maybe a tiny weed over here, but overall that's good enough. I'm trying to think if this styre would fit down between the rows of the olives, but I don't think so. But I'm going to do just a couple of tests, or one test sampling of soil over there, and see if that gives me a reading on the olives or not. Then if it does, then I may have to lease one of the small tractors to go up and down and just take some samples all the way across. Am I too close to that tree? It's going to be very close, but I think I'll get by it. Yeah, I got plenty of room. Doesn't mean I won't hit another one along the way. I do like the way the weeds are with precision farming. It's not like you just got weeds consistently across the field. It's a little bit more sporadic where they are. And I'm still surprised, after all the versions of Farming Simulator that there is, and sprayers have been in the game for a while, that we don't have something like pesticides or watering. But now we got watering for rice. Maybe in FS, if the next version is FS28, maybe we'll have to water our crops. And I know there is a weather mod out there that does that already. But I still hear that needs some work done on that. But maybe pesticides in the future could also be a thing. I'll have to check out my inventory because I do have a corn dryer on the farm. And when we get close to harvest season, see how much corn we got, or any corn left over in the silo left over. I will put into the corn dryer before we start harvesting the corn for this year. Don't think I've even used 100 liters of herbicide yet. So the wheat fields, we didn't have to spray for weeds because last year those were corn fields. And those are the fields I actually did plow. Although I did miss the corn field I was just in. Somehow I forgot to plow that one up. But yeah, when you plow a field, as we know, you don't get weeds for the next season. And I'm trying to do a little crop rotation, even though it doesn't affect us currently in the game. I'm hoping that mod comes out in 25. It was out in 22, and then as I found out, it got taken out the mod hub for some reason. I used crop rotation in 19 as well. Combination of precision farming and crop rotation, I was getting some yields up near 150%. Kind of hard to see with the weeds because they're not everywhere. Yeah, it's probably something this would be good to use GPS on. But I can see some of the dead weeds. Probably could have hired a worker for this too. But again, today I'm in no rush to get anything done. We got the olives in. That was the main thing I wanted to get done today, and we've already done that. Yeah, tram lines is something I don't see myself using in FS25. I like the fact that they added the tram lines. I think it adds a better look to the game, but something, as far as I can see from my fields, I don't see where it's needed. Unless they added crop destruction in the first growth stage, I don't see where it's needed for what I do on the farm. Farmer G, I couldn't tell you 100%. I haven't really been playing a lot of Farm Sim the past 10 days or so. Also, when the update came out, the way my fields are, I have no fields that have a lime requirement. But I think I've been told that the way it puts lime on the field is working, but it still doesn't turn off the lime spreader in the area. So you're still spreading lime, but it won't apply it, I guess, in areas where it doesn't need it, but it's still being used. But it's not applying it over the limit that it requires for the soil. I guess. I don't know. I haven't tried it myself. The one thing I know that was fixed for me, as I saw as a slight issue, was the variable seed rate. I now see that when I drill a field, it's showing me that if it's using low amount, usual amount, or excess amount of seed. I see that working now. I mean, again, like I said, that could have been working beforehand, but now we got the visual saying or showing us how much seed it's using. And other than that, I don't know of any issues of precision farming when it came out. It was just a matter of the lime and not showing the seed rate. And almost all the weeds are taken care of. This is one more pass and I'll empty out the herbicide, return the sprayer. All right, should be good to go on the weeds. Let me put the pallet over by our shed here. That way I know I got it. I guess I'm going to put it on that side, which is fine, I guess. Leasing. Return that. Now let's grab the soil sample. We'll head over and we'll just do a quick test with one sample and see what that does. And if it tends to actually give us information that we need, then I'll probably have to get a smaller tractor. Because this is not going to fit down the rows, and I don't think the fence will either, because I put the wide tires on there. You know me, I like my wide tires on my tractor. But I'm liking how the map is coming out, making it our own by putting fields in. Just realized in the distance I can see. Oh no, that's right. I didn't put that in the shed. It's like, wait a minute, I can see the oxbow. I didn't put that in the shed yet. I was like, oh, the shed's not rendering in, and I can see the tractor's in there. Nope, I didn't. I forgot. The oxbow is still outside. Alright, I mean, I got at least attempt to, but it's like a 1% chance that this will fit down the rows. 1%. And even that's a stretch. Remember I said 1% chance? Alright then. This will fit down the rows? I didn't think it would. I didn't think there was a chance in heck that would fit down the rows. I think I can actually go over another row. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a little snug. Okay, I could... Okay, now I am getting... Yeah, I kind of... Okay. I'm getting a little stuck there, but... Let's come in here and at least get that one sample and see what this does. So maybe if I take the sample, all right, and then, well, would you want to keep trying to go down the row? Force your way through. It's almost bad as roadcraft. So now if I go to here, show me the nitrogen there. Well, I think I can manage getting the soil samples with this. Between the rows. Right now, the wide tires on my tractor. Probably going to get down through there a little bit easier. So I'm wondering if the oxbow, when I put fertilizer on the trees, is that going to get it up to 100% in one go? Actually, I might be able to just... Yeah, we can do it like this. That'll work. And we'll bring those in. Some of the smaller, skinnier tractors say made for olives and grapes for a reason. This was working. It's working just fine. Nitrogen is perfect. Actually, it's over fertilized. So how would one do lime spreading if needed? That'd be my question. Let's get back into the sprayer. And now, yes, I can see the fertilization for the olives. So I'm only going to need to do one pass. Let's see what the reading says on the grove when I check it here in a second. So this is different than it was in 22. This is 65 out of 80. Well, I guess it depends on where I look at it. Now it's 75 out of 80. So I remember on Tuscany, I had to fertilize it twice. Alright, let's see if I can just go on down this row and what it does. See what it does for the outside line. If I look up into the sky, hard to read that number right there. Yeah, so it looks like it is covering that. So the line value is actually showing good, so that's fine enough by me. It does need to be plowed, and if you're wondering, there is small equipment for that. I just got to think of where it is. Is it under plows in general? No, so it's going to be under. Where's that going to be under? Grapes and olives. Tools. So it's probably going to be here. Subsoil. So that's why we need to plow. And that's for mulching the ground in between after harvest. Now, basically what you can do is you can put the mulcher on the front and the plow in the back and get it done in one pass. But you would need like 150 horse, somewhere around there to run both. What is this tractor? Ooh, 79, 114. I've done it before. I mean, obviously the Massey Ferguson can fit down there. If the Massey Ferguson can fit down there, something like this, that's not giving me a lot of horsepower either. Maybe the 300? 142. That gets us up to 142 horse. $180 horse. That'll do it. $170,000 for that tractor. I mean, money's not going to be too much of an issue. Yes, I'm spending a lot of money this year, but I'm buying harvesters for a particular one crop only. I still got to buy a cotton module harvester. All right. Yeah, overall looking good. Glad I didn't plant olives this far over. Allowed us to put the shed here. So the question I have, I don't think I got it installed. Construction, factories. I don't think I have it activated. I do not. Let's save the game. We'll just go right back on out and we will activate that. I'm not going to put it down today, but I just want to see if it would fit over here nicely. Thought grape tools and olive tools were different. Yes and no. As for working between the rows, you can use the same thing. The only thing the grapes need extra is the pruner for the trees. The mulcher, the plow, the sprayer for fertilization, you can use the same stuff. Is that just called like the windmill? Is that, I think that's what I need right here, the windmill. I think it's that one. Yes, I don't need to be updating my mods. So even though it said grape tools, they should actually said like orchard tools, I guess. Let's get back over there. Wait, that was good enough. Hello, Lisa. Yes, we got the olives in. Actually, I don't need to run down over there. We just want to see if this is the right building that I need. This is not the right building I need. It does sunflowers, canola. So that's all flour. That's the wrong one. Let's quit the menu again. Quit without saving, that's fine because I don't care if that mod's there or not. Hello, Mighty, welcome. I may not have the windmill that does the oil then. Let's see here. Just keep on scrolling with my eyes. Maybe it's this. Oh, it might be that one. Let's try it. I got other windmills. Okay, so is that the one that we wanted? Construction, production. Yes, those are the ones we want. I think the only difference is the looks. Oh, that's a small production building. So, I mean, I could put that anywhere. Yeah, that'll fit over here. It's only... Wait, it's only... This one's only 20,000. Let me just see what that one looks like. Okay, so that's where that goes in. That's where it comes out. Yeah, so that's the way the buildings look. Not a fan of that one. Actually, I think I like this one more. So I'm just trying to think of where I would want to really... I mean, we got plenty of space here. But I think over here would make sense. And probably... Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out ease of access to both sides. overlaps with another object. What could it overlap with? Let me go ahead and just flatten out this area. This is where it's going to go. And I know I said didn't need it today, but it's not that expensive, so it's going in. I can't even use the toggle free mode? What? Oh, now you want to go there? I better put it down before it says no. There it goes. Nope, wrong button. There we go. Get out. Let me put on my running shoes by doing this. Oops, stuck on a tree or a bush. There we go. So olives go in here. And the oil will come out there. Let's make sure I put down the right building, though. Grain mill. Hopefully it says olive oil right there. 2 for 1 is what we'll get. And it can hold 30,000 liters. I don't think I'll get 30,000 liters. If I do, that'd be great. All right, Lisa, thanks for dropping in. Glad you got to see the olives live at least. So now you kind of know what you can look forward to if you watch it later on. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. So that leaves me with $8 grand in the bank account, but we got down everything and more than I thought I would. I think what we'll do at this point is, yeah, because I'm not going to add more olives over here. Let me stand back. Let's go back into construction. Let's go down here. And dirt, gravel is what we want. And we'll start painting this in. Oh, I did not want to... Well, it's going in there now, because I've already overlapped it a little bit. And yep, do more of this. So I think my entryway to come in for get the olives with a trailer is going to be on this side. All right, let's narrow that down a bit. Not ideal squeezing through there, but that'll work, and depends on which way I go. That'll work for me, for starters. And then once I get more money, I do have to pay for trees to put them down, but I think we'll put in some trees like we did over by the fish factory. We'll put a couple of trees in here, back on in. Maybe throw down a couple here, but I think this will work out pretty darn well for us. So I know there's, if I want to add lime in here and get the lime level perfect, there should be... Is there a small... Yeah, we got this small one right there. Doesn't hold a whole lot of lime, but I could probably get that done. I'm not sure if this would fit down, because I do have one. Oh, that only does fertilizer. I'm so used to the modded one I use in 22, I just thought I did lime and fertilizer. That just is fertilizer only. So I could probably lease something like this, but I have to fill up with a lot of lime. Well, I say a lot of lime. Yeah, it only holds 300 liters. I'm going to go through that pretty darn quick. Well, I'll figure that out at another time. But right now, the pH level in this olive grove is not bad. So the olives are in. Hooray. As for what I'll do next on this map, I have no idea what I plan to add. But I think this farming season, because I'm spending a lot of cash, I mean, I will cut down some trees, but I think what we'll do is, in cutting down trees, maybe I'll cut, just go from the olive grove here and on down this road. Just cut some of these trees back a little bit, because that way we're not too clustered as we drive on down. I mean, we do got plenty of space, but let's open it up a little bit, I think. And we'll cut down all these trees, even the ones a little bit here, and maybe even a little bit here as well. We'll make the road look a little bit wider than what it is. And of course, with those trees, we can sell and bring some money on in. Don't plan on cutting anything here, because we did the entryway to the farmyard a couple of streams ago, and that's looking pretty good. And yeah, I think everything else here is looking fine, because the fields make it look open. I don't think I need to do too much here, but I could also. But yeah, that is the look of our olive grove, which used to be nothing but trees on this little peninsula. And I think that definitely looks really good there. I like the way that came out. And I think that's going to be plenty of olives for us to do. That windmill does hold 30. If we harvest more than 30,000 liters of olives, I'll be surprised. But if we do, I'll have to put them into a silo, or the harvester will hold 4,000. So 30,000 can go into the production building, and the harvester can hold 4. I don't want to have to put a silo over here for olives. If I do, though, I'll be amazed at how many olives that we actually got off of the olive grove. But yeah, I guess soil sampling is kind of key. I'll see, with the money coming in, I think we'll be buying that small, what was it, the Kloss tractor, at the end here. And yeah, I'm going to go with a bigger horsepower engine so I can put the mulcher on the front and the plow in the back. That way I can do 2 at once if I need to. That should be able to be suffice. And I think this, this should fit down. Can I not pivot the... Oh, wrong button for pivoting the camera. That's how wide that one is. So I'm just trying to get a reference here. And the steyr, is that a medium tractor steyr that I have? Is it this one? I'm trying to gauge the size of it by lining up with the door in the back, but also depends how much I zoom in on it too. Just trying to get a mental image here. All right. I think I got a mental image. Yeah, this one looks, I won't say a lot more narrower, but I mean, if the steyr gets down through there, this should not have a problem getting down through the rows. And again, the only thing I'm going to upgrade is the engine to a 180. So that's going to cost me 170. And then of course, I would just need, and the tools are rather cheap. Yeah, we're talking like 12 grand, right? 7, 11, 12 grand for both of these. So we'll just say 200 grand is what we need to be able to take care of it. And again, as for the lime, not too concerned. I don't know if the lime is going to go down after each harvest or not. But if it does, then yeah, we'll have to figure out something to go in there and spread the lime in. I'm pretty sure there's a lime spreader on the mod hub I could use, I would think. Yeah, but overall, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty darn happy with that. Is there anything else I need to do in the month of May? I don't think so. Let me check on the pigs. Yeah, they're good for another month. They are definitely good for another month. Sale page. I mean, if that tractor comes up for sale, I'll be shocked. But then again, the olive harvester came up for sale, so you never know. Let's go ahead and let's go speed through the rest of the day. Oh, the crawfish. Do the crawfish have enough feed? Yeah, they're fine. The fish farm is fine. Yeah, water should be... Well, I forgot. I reload the game, so the water is fine, though. All right, let's go to bed, and I think we'll just sell some things in the morning of June. So I don't have to fertilize the olives again, which is nice. Oh, that's right. We got the loan payment. Kind of forgot on this one. We got the... What is our loan at currently? Down to 118,000. All right. Sale page. Nothing there that we need. All right, let's grab our truck. We'll sell some stuff. Get our money back above into the positive. And being June, I think I'm done selling the crawfish and fish. I think the price on that stuff is going to go down. So yeah, I think next step for the farm, bringing the money in, is just clearing out some trees alongside the road. I mean, there's not... By the time I cut them, I'll probably have only like a truckload or two, which will bring us like 80,000. It's not a whole lot of money. Well, I shouldn't say it's a whole lot of money. For wood, it's a good amount of money. One prefab wall. Come on, give me that prefab wall. Thank you. Grab some lettuce. And now for the other sawmill. Not gonna load that prefab wall. All right, we'll just reload things. Sam's inspecting my work here. Oh. Don't know why it zooms in like that when you load stuff up, but it did. I'm sure we got like 4 more pallets at least. There's 2. All right, how about those 2 pallets? And I will check the price of the crawfish. The crawfish is still decent, but I think we'll start saving it. And the price of the fish is not too bad either, but it's not going to bring in a whole bunch of cash right now. So I think we'll just start stockpiling it for next springtime when the price is good again. So about $56,000 worth of material there. And as for the piglets, or pigs, the food is getting down there, so... Actually, they can go another month. And the reason why I would wait another month is because the wheat field should be ready in July. Depends on when I planted it. If I did corn... Yeah, so I can't harvest corn until October, so I'm guessing I didn't plant the wheat until October. So that means the corn's not going to be ready until August. So, basically what I was trying to do was harvest the wheat and feed the pigs the wheat then. But that's another 2 months. So we'll grab our huge grain trailer. Their feed trough only holds 9,000 liters. So basically I tried to put in 1/3 of wheat, so that's 3,000 liters, and then the rest is corn. But as long as they got a little bit of both in there. And yes, I got tons of wheat. But now I'm thinking, which is a dangerous thing for us. I mean, I wasn't planning on it, but I just realized I put that down for oil. I could make wheat flour. Or in general, flour. I could go ahead and just make some flour now. Alright, let's grab some corn. How much corn is left in here? A decent amount. When I get closer to the harvest season of corn, as I mentioned earlier, I will distribute that corn to the corn dryer, and we'll make some dry corn out of it. Alright, pigs are topped off. They're good for about another 4 or 5 months. And if you're wondering, we have 35 pigs, I do believe. Just making enough manure to help out with the greenhouse. And plus, it also gave us a little bit of a shed. And yes, I do park tractors in there when they're back at the farm. But right now, in the middle of farming season, everything is kind of out. When the farmyard gets messy enough, I'll put things back away at some point. So if everything went well, the pigs probably made 1,000 liters of manure. Give or take, depending on the time of day I pick it up. But usually in a 1 month time, it's about 1,000 liters. Actually, it says 1,500. Did I give them... I may have not taken the manure out last month. I don't remember. Watch out for the water tanker. There we go. Manure's back in. And that's why I bought a $100,000 tilling handler, to maneuver the manure from the pit over to the greenhouse. All right, there we go. Oh, yep, still got fly mode. Perfect. Yeah, so I don't think we need a bridge over here because we're going to have the shed over here for everything here. And once everything's over here, the harvester will just dump into the production building and the sprayer will fertilize. So we'll be all set. What's the black structure to the right? Oh, that's the corn dryer. You just put regular corn into that, and it dries out the corn, and it doubles the value of the corn, basically. You do lose a little bit of in transfer. So the amount of corn you put in, I think you get 80% back out of dry corn, but the value of it doubles just by putting it in there. So yeah, I'll have to wait and see. When I bring the wheat over to make flour, I may have to delete some of these olives right here in this on the row on the left-hand side to get around. But I think I got plenty of room. And yeah, we'll dump any extra leftover wheat, and we can make some flour. Flour and oil. But yep, there's our olives. Not too bad. But I think that's going to end it for today. Because pretty much we're getting ready for harvest season, and I don't want to get involved with that today. As I said, I'm kind of, like I said, I'm not sleepy tired, but real life has been, as you know, has been kind of keeping me away a little bit, and I'm kind of mentally and physically fatigued a little bit. So I think I'm going to call it here today and just go kind of just lounge on the couch. I would like to go outside and work, but it's getting ready to rain here, so I can't even do that. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow streaming as well. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I guess all depends on what I feel like doing when I get up. But in case you don't, you may miss tomorrow's stream, I won't be streaming on Saturday. I don't think I'll be streaming on Sunday, and there's a chance I won't be streaming on Monday either. But for oh boy, I hope I can say this. But definitely I'll be back streaming on Tuesday, the 3rd of June for the DLC of Plains and Prairies, or Prairies and Plains, whatever it's called. But again, I will be streaming tomorrow. Just not sure if it'll be Farming Simulator or Roadcraft. It'll be one of those two. But anyways, appreciate y'all being here like always. You know where the thumbs up button is. You know where the thumbs down button is. And yeah, if you're new here, that subscribe and notification bell, because you don't want to miss out more content like this. But that's going to be it for today. Want to jump out of here again. I'll be back tomorrow either doing Roadcraft or this, depending on how I feel when I get up tomorrow. But again, appreciate everyone being here, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow. But until then, have a good one.